party people, if you are watching this video, I hope to God we are out of quarantine. Because I am pre-filming this video right now to release at a later date when things are back to normal. I am currently doing quarantine vlogs every day, and that's kind of taking up my filming time. And I also don't want to post a vlog and a dedicated video all in one day. Sorry, I'm getting distracted just thinking about how I haven't started editing today's vlog yet. Oh, okay, let's get to it. Today is a day where I will be making granola. Making your own granola seems like something that's super bougie, kind of excessive. Like, we get it. You make your own granola. Everything's in mason jars. Like, I know. But granola is actually super easy, believe it or not. Anyone can make it. I like making my own because I find the granola you buy in the store is just all carbs and fat from, you know, the grains and the nuts and that sort of thing. And nothing wrong with carbs and fat, but I usually don't have much room left in my day for all that. It's very calorically dense. If I'm gonna eat something that calorically dense, I want protein in it as well. So I make my own granola because I like to make a protein granola. You can still buy protein granola. I know Nature Valley does one that's pretty yummy. Favorite is the Trader Joe's peanut butter protein granola. Oh, that is so good. It tastes like eating just like peanut butter. Today is a very special video because we are doing a kitchen sink granola. I'm sure you've heard the phrase, everything but the kitchen sink. It means, you know, all the scraps you got on hand. That is very important right now because we are in quarantine. I've been doing a lot of quote unquote kitchen sink baking. I made Irish soda bread and carrot quinoa muffins. Lord knows we don't eat quinoa on the regular. So that had been sitting in my pantry forever. I also made some peanut butter energy bites, and that was completely improvised. And this is going to be in the same vein. Just because, like I said, hopefully you're watching this because quarantine's over, just because you don't have to worry about your inventory so much anymore, doesn't mean that this isn't still a valuable lesson. Sometimes you just don't feel like going out and running errands to get obscure ingredients. Sometimes you buy a weird ingredient that you only need like 1 tablespoon of, and then you're stuck with the rest of it and have no idea what to do with it. That's our vibe today. So I don't even know what's going in my granola. We're literally doing it as we go along. You're with me on this. First things first, what we're gonna do is get our mix-ins. Now, I will say one staple that you should have, or at least this will be a lot easier if you do have, is oats. I'm sure there are oat-free granola recipes out there. I just don't know of them, nor have I ever really sought them out. But I always have oats on hand. I eat protein oats like it's going out of style, and I just love the texture of oats, like sprinkling them on some yogurt or on a smoothie bowl or something like that. Who am I kidding? I don't have smoothie bowls. This is not that kind of channel. I'm not gonna show you how to make an acai smoothie bowl because ain't nobody got time for that. But we do have time for granola, I swear. We got our oats. We got our oats. I think there's plenty in here. Yes. These are old-fashioned oats, so we're gonna get these. And I'm gonna weigh things out as we go along because my mommy taught me that you clean up as you go. This surface is gonna get real cluttered real quick. So for this batch, we're gonna do 3 cups of old-fashioned oats. If you are like me and you track your macros and you speak in grams, that's 240 grams of rolled oats. So we're going to do that. Okay, so we have our base of oats. Now we're gonna go dig into the pantry and see what kind of dry goods we find. All right, let's see. Things are looking a little bare, but golden flaxseed. My mom occasionally will like buy something trendy and healthy and try it out. And either she doesn't like it or she's just, you know, not using it and she'll give it to me. So this is one of those miscellaneous. My mom gave me flaxseed sprinkles, so I'll use some of those. We have cocoa powder. That's gonna be good to stir in. Pistachios. We have some coconut flakes, a favorite of mine. I'll do a little bit of peanut butter for even a little more saltiness. We have pink Himalayan salt. Oh, and of course, a protein powder. You know, pretty much anyone will work with this is my favorite right now. Oh my God, it's so good. This is the Quest Cinnamon Crunch. I have talked about it. I've eaten it obsessively. Big fan of Quest. As a sweetener, we are going to use prune juice. Don't worry, we're not going to use a whole lot. This isn't going to incapacitate you, if you know what I mean. We use like half a cup. And then we have all of our ingredients here. Before I start putting things together, we're going to preheat the oven to 325 degrees. So that can get heated while we put this together. We are going to start mixing in. Got my little, I usually just do like a half cup per ingredient. I'm not strict about that, but I just find that it works out well. Okay, so that's a half cup or 68 grams, so about 70 grams if you're counting. Next, I'm going to do, just so I realize how little ingredients I have. I don't really have a lot in the way of dry goods. Ooh, I just realized I have this one box of Thai chili almonds. This is gonna be sweet and spicy. It'll be very interesting. I'm a fan of that though. Like I'm a big like dark chocolate and chili pepper kind of gal. So, yeah, oh yeah. I'm just gonna use the rest of this. $84 grams. I also make granola when I want an excuse to snack. If you can't tell. Coconut. I love using coconut. Don't touch me. I'm the only one who eats this. I love coconut because when you roast it, it just gets this like, I don't know, especially like this is the unsweetened, I think this is the Bob's Red Mill. You know how the sweetened, I love sweetened coconut flakes, but it has that like sticky, congealed kind of thing. This is very dry and flaky, so it roasts super well. So 27 grams of that. And we're gonna do a whole bunch of flaxseed. Oh, come on. Oh, this is a pain in the butt. This is what happens when you never use something. And 39 grams of flaxseed sprinkles. I'm gonna mix all this up. Ooh, we got a runner. She gone. Ooh, oven's done. We're not ready for her though. You can wait. You may be thinking, okay, Caroline, where does the protein come in? I got you, boo. Ooh, there it is. All right, we're gonna set that aside and put our saucepan on the scale because we need about, what is this, half cup? Okay, we're gonna do, we'll do like, there we go. I like to err more on the side of heavy protein. The more the better in my opinion. As long as you can get the consistency right. 78 grams of that. And then we're gonna do half a cup of this prune juice. Keep in mind, I'm writing down this recipe as I go because I've never made this version before because every version is different based on what I have on hand. This could turn out disastrous, but we're in it together now. It's too late, you signed up. You're here, it's happening. Excuse me while I change my battery. All right, I'm back. And I think this might be a better angle. Okay, what else do I have? Oh, I wanted to add 3 tablespoons of peanut butter, which is 48 grams. So we're gonna add that in there. Now we're gonna add some of our cocoa. This is the Special Dark, which is my favorite. Love dark chocolate. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but you're wrong. 10 grams cocoa. We're gonna put this mixture on medium heat, and you're going to have to really stir and pay attention because this is the part that's very important. This is the part that ensures your granola is packed full of protein. You wanna get the consistency very syrupy. You can see right now we're getting a little too pasty, which taste-wise is fine, but it's not gonna fold into the dry mixture very well. To thin that out, we're gonna add some more juice. I know adding the, oh, that's getting very, very aromatic. Oh man, I just want to shovel this into my mouth. I wonder how just this would taste. Well, we'll find out. Oh, this is gonna be good. If you hate adding in ingredients after the fact, if you're like me and you build a recipe as you go along to track it, if you do track macros, easy hack if you're not doing this already. See, I need to add more juice, so I'm gonna put my juice out on the scale, zero it out, and then I will eyeball how much I need. Let's go with that much first. Put it back on the scale. Oh, let's turn that to ounces. You can see how much extra you added. I mean, that's 0.6, it's negligible. I'm probably not even going to track that, to be honest. See, it's thinning already, which is great. I'm gonna make sure this doesn't burn as well. I really like this thickness that it's coming to. I don't want it to get too thin, just because I think that this pudding-like consistency is really gonna be tasty. Time to mix in. You want to make sure that this is done while this is warm. Otherwise, if it congeals, it's going to be that much harder to stir in. Now, if you don't have, obviously, this is all about using what you have. And if you don't have these exact ingredients, don't feel like you can't do this. Once you have your oats and whatever other dry ingredients you have, this protein part can be made using the ratios I did of protein. I used peanut butter for a little added protein and flavor. Some people will recommend something else oil-based, coconut oil, or maybe even butter. But I decided that a nut butter was really gonna add what I wanted. Plus it's what I had. So I did that. And then as far as the juice, you can use any kind of sweetener, really. Maybe apple juice or another fruit juice, but even those separate components and those ratios aren't all that important. What's important is this consistency. Ooh, my arm's getting cramped. This is hard work. This was even on the thicker side. I think it's because I added the cocoa and everything, but typically you want something that's like a binding agent that's gonna be syrupy. You can do something a little more pasty like this, but then you're gonna have arm cramps like I do right now. But I know it's gonna be worth it. Oh man, see, it's starting to look real blended. I have another pocket of untouched oats there, but I think that's it. If you have something that's a little more syrupy, like honey or agave, you can use that. You really want something that's going to serve as a vehicle for coating with the protein powder. And also having something binding all of it together is gonna get you those really nice clumps and that texture that people really love about granola. I think that's done. Right. Next step, put it on a pan. I suggest using parchment paper. That's my preferred, but I didn't have any of that. So I just greased this pan. We're gonna put all of this on here. She's looking real clumpy, which is good. We want some clumps, but not too clumpy. We still want plenty of loose bits. So we're just gonna break this up. And then once you get it pretty evenly distributed, you're gonna place this in the oven. Typically it can take about 45 minutes, but I like to check on it after a half an hour. I mean, you could eat it like this. So anything beyond is just personal preference based on how toasty, roasty, smoky you like it. All right, here we go. Alexa, set a timer for 30 minutes. I'll see you in a bit. I did forget to mention that I'm sure you noticed I didn't put my salt on it. What I'm gonna do is when I check on it, it's probably not gonna be done, but it might still be a little sticky. And I'm gonna put the salt on top at that point and then stick it back in. The reason being I didn't wanna put it in the beginning because then you stick it in the oven and you kinda lose all that. Plus there's a decent amount of salt in there with the nuts and the peanut butter and all of that. I just kinda want, that coarse texture on top. So I'm waiting for all of that saltiness to kind of fade a little bit in the oven. And then I'm gonna add the additional salt on top and then pull it out shortly thereafter. Breaking this up a little bit because as it's baked, it's kind of clumped together. It wants to be cookies. I mean, if you want, you could, especially if your binder is as pasty as mine was. You can use it to just make cookie shapes. There are no rules saying that this has to be granola. Alexa, set a timer for 15 minutes.
A few moments later.
Let's look at the final product, shall we? Here she is! Ain't she a beaut? There's your granola for you. Mmm, nutty, spicy, and chocolatey. I love it. Let me know if you try this and what cool combos you come up with, because the world is your oyster with this. Just remember that when you're done, I know I joked about the mason jars, but it's probably your best bet. You're gonna want to store this in an airtight container, or you can freeze it. I usually put mine on a jar and put it on the counter next to my oats and my cereal because I reach for it pretty often. All right, I'm gonna need a moment alone with this granola. Until next time, friends, I'm thinking next experiment, making oatmeal cream pies with protein powder or matcha.